What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a 30-minute lower body mat Pilates class. If we've not met before, hi, I'm Margaret. I'm 27 and I'm a certified Pilates instructor. For today's workout, you will need one slider and then one theraband, and I'll want you to tie a loop there at the bottom of your theraband. If you have these things, awesome. If you don't worry about it because I'll give you options without. We'll go ahead and get started just by coming all the way down to our mat. You can find a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Cross-legged, legs out in front of you. You can sit in butterfly. That's totally cool. We'll take the hands right to the tops of the legs and it'll be one big roll of the shoulders to open up through the chest, finding space from shoulder to shoulder, relaxing the backs of the shoulders down and back. We'll take an inhale through the nose, filling the body up with air, thinking about lifting up through maybe the shoulders, lifting through the crown of the head. And then exhale out through the mouth. We'll let it go. Good. 3 more like that. Nice big inhale. And then exhale out. You can let things go. Good. For 2, big inhale. And then exhale out. We'll let it go. And this will be our last one. Big inhale. And then exhale out. We'll let everything go. Good. With that last exhale, let's pop up into a tabletop position. Both hands will come down, both knees will go back. Your knees are about hips distance apart, hands about shoulder distance apart. You can press the tops of your feet down into your mat. We'll take an inhale to arch at the back, open up through your chest, draw the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, press up and away, curving the spine, pointing the crown of the head down, and then looking towards the tops of your legs. 2 more like that. We'll inhale, arch the back. And then exhale, press up and away. Good. For 1, we arch. Good. And then press up and away. Good. When you're ready, you're coming back down into what's a neutral position for you. Okay. Keep your hands where they're at. Maybe even shift them over a little bit towards your left. We'll take our right leg. I want you to reach it back and then bend at the right knee. Step your right foot to the outside of the right hand. If you haven't been with me before, I'm mirroring you, just so that you know. I hope that doesn't throw you off. From right here, we're pressing the left hip forward. We're trying to open up through the front of the left hip. You'll take an exhale, press down into your right heel. Let's shift the hips back, straightening out as best we can through the right leg, maybe coming up onto the heel, releasing at the calf and the hamstring. Let's move through this a couple more times. I'm going to go for 2, but if you want to stay here longer, go for it. If this one's a little bit tricky for you just because of the flexibility in your hamstrings or your hips, that's okay. Just move through it as best you can. Doesn't have to look like me to be right. Okay, 1 more. Although I know I said 2. I just like this. Next time you bend at the right knee, let's press down into the hands and then carefully step your right knee back to come in line with your left. Both hands stay down on the mat. If you need a second to come off of the wrist, go ahead and come off of the wrist. We'll do the same thing on the left leg, shooting the left leg back and then exhaling to bend at the left knee, stepping your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Take a moment right here to pause, pressing the right hip forward, opening up through the front of the body. And then when you're ready, we'll press down into the left heel. You'll shift your hips back, straighten out as best you can through your left leg, maybe coming up onto the heel. Hopefully we find some kind of a release at the back of the leg. If you feel this somewhere else, that is totally fine as well. Good. Let's just go for 2 more. Good. And then last one. Good. We press back that final time. And the next time you bend through your left knee, very carefully, you're going to step your left knee back so it comes in line with your right. From here, both of your knees will stay down. Both of the feet are still pressing into the tops of your mat. I want you to curve through your back, press your hips to your heels, and then inhale, take it forward. Let's do that 3 more times, curving the spine up, reaching hips to heels. Good for 2. And then last one. Awesome. With that last one, I want you to bring things forward. If you have a theraband or a resistance band that you want to use for this class, go ahead and grab onto it right now. I have mine so it has a little loop tied at the end of it. If you do not have this, don't worry. You're doing the same exact exercises without, all right? We'll take our theraband, you're just gonna put it over the arch of the right foot and then take the rest of your band, you'll bring it over into your right hand. Both knees are staying back, both hands will come down, and then we'll keep that left knee where it's at. Your right leg is going to reach back, so it goes out in line with your hip. You can flex at your foot. You'll take an inhale to bend at the right knee, pulling in towards that right arm, and then exhale, push your right foot back out to straight. Now, if you need to adjust the resistance, what you can do is just choke up a little bit on your resistance band. If you don't have a band, you're doing the same exact movement without. I know some of us get a little bit freaked out when we see that there's equipment in the thumbnail or equipment in the title. You can do this whole class without it. And especially as we get into some of the slider stuff, I'll show you how to move through without. I'll give you 2 options. Let's go for 4 more. It's 4, for 3, 2, last one. You press back and hold. Make sure the foot is flexed. I want you to pulse the right leg up 1 inch and then down 1 inch. You're going for 10. That'll be 9, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, you go right back in, bending at the right knee, pulling into you, exhaling to push the right heel out. Inhale, you bend at the knee, take things in. Exhale, you press it out. If you're feeling a little bit of tension in the wrist and it's uncomfortable tension, you have the option to always drop down to your forearms. This is how we did it in the reformer class. Good. Okay, let's just keep it moving. We're going for about 4 more. It's 4, for 3, good, 2. Last one, you press back, keep it right there, flexing the foot. You're pulsing up and down. Good, for 9, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Right leg pulls in. We'll drop down to the left forearm, keeping the band where it's at in the right hand. You're going to open your hips up to me. So opening up through the right knee and then pressing the right leg out. So in a perfect world, I'd be able to see pretty much both of your hip points, okay? We've got the left shoulder stacked on top of the elbow. We're pressing up and away from our mat. Same deal, you take an inhale, bend at the right knee, pulling the knee towards the elbow. Exhale, you press that right leg back out. We'll continue to flex through the foot, unless of course you'd like to try a pointed toe. Now again, if you don't have the band, you're moving through the same exact movement pattern. Same exact thing without the band. Good, let's just go for 4 more. It'll be 4, for 3, for 2. Last one, you press out, keep it right there, flex the foot, you pulse up 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we go 1 more round. Inhale, bend the right knee in. Exhale, press it out. Good, bring it in. Press it out. If you feel this more on your left side, that's totally right. It's totally right. Both hips are doing a lot of work. Good. I know it seems counterintuitive, but just trust me, we're going 4 more. It's 4, for 3, 2, last one, we press it back, flex the foot, you pulse up 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Everything comes in, right knee comes down. We're going to press up off of the hands, or off of the left forearm, come up onto the hands, and then grab onto your band, slide it off of your right foot, put the band towards the top of your mat. Remember, if you don't have the band, it's not a big deal. You're doing the same exact thing. From here, we're scooting over towards the edge of our mat. Hopefully you've got your slider somewhere nearby. We'll take the right leg. You're going to step it onto your slider. Not what we usually do. Now we've got the slider at the front foot. Our back leg is going to stay back. Both hands are coming down to your mat. You're framing your right leg. I'm just gonna give myself a second. We'll tuck our left toes under and you're going to lift up through your left leg. You're up on the fingertips on your hands just so we have some room to move. From right here, all I want you to do is take the left knee. You're going to drop it down, lift it back up. For 3 more, we lower and lift, lower and lift. Last one, we lower and lift. You're holding the back leg up, keeping it right here, taking your front leg. You're going to slide it out and then bend at the knee, pull it right back in. You slide it out, pull it in. You do the same thing if you're down on the mat. It'll just look like this. Press back, pull in. Same exact thing, okay? Now, if you've got the slider, you're probably like, you're seriously trying to get me into the splits? I kind of am. If you want to stay right here, stay here. You're ready for more. You're going to slide the right leg out. Keep the hands pressing down onto the mat. Big exhale. We keep the legs straight. You press the hips up. And then you slide the right leg back out. Okay? If that's not for you, or if you do not have a slider, what you get to do instead is press the hips back and then pull it back in. If you want to do more, you press the hips back, take the right leg, shoot it up, pull it back down, step the right leg forward, come back down to lunge, okay? But I'll keep showing you the first option. Whoop, we slide out, we lift, we bring it home, we lift, slide it out. We'll do 2 more wherever you're at. It's 2. Last one, did you hear my voice crack? I did. We'll slide it back out, bend at the right knee, drop the left knee down, and then bring your hands back over to the mat. Step the right knee back. Take a second, take a breath. A child's pose, totally appropriate, okay? When you're ready, only when you're ready, your hands are staying on the mat. We're going to tuck our toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips. Take a moment, take a breath. Good. And then very carefully, we'll reach the right leg up towards the ceiling. You're going to give me a big exhale, pull the right knee in towards the chest, and then step your right foot forward. From here, we press down into the right heel. You're going to lift up into a lunge, take that left foot, pull it in so you come all the way up to stand, okay? That was sneaky, I know. If you need to get up to stand a different way, totally, take your time, get here. If you have your band, you're grabbing back onto it. Now to give yourself a little bit more tension, just keep that loop at the end, grab onto your band so you can get it pretty tight. I have a light band, so I'm grabbing pretty close to my hands. We'll take our band, you're just gonna put it underneath the ball of your right foot, give it a good pull, and then try to come up to stand however you can. I went a little bit too far in, okay? We're going to take our left leg, you'll just reach it back behind you, pointing at your toe. And then when you're ready, keeping a neutral spine, tucking the tailbone under, you'll take an inhale, little bend at the right knee as you hinge forward, shooting your left leg back. You'll exhale, press down into the right heel, you come back up to stand. If that's not for you, you're tucking your left toes under, bending at the left knee. You'll do the same movement, hinging at the hips. Good. And then coming back up to stand. Good. If you don't have the band, it's those same 2 movements. You're either just going to hinge at the hips, reach the the left leg back behind you, and then stand it up, or you've got the toes tucked under, you're going to sit back and then bring it back in. It's up to you however you want to take this. I'm going to go back to using the band because this is most similar to what we did on the reformer, but I want you to always work with the equipment that you have. Let's go for 4 more. It's 4. Good. For 3. For 2. And then last one. Good. With that last one, everything comes up to stand. You're just gonna have to bend over and then take the band off, take a moment, take a breath. From right here, your feet are about hips distance apart. We'll press down into the heels, bend at the knees, circle the arms up and around. Exhale, we'll dive down to the mat, nice and slow. Hands will come down and then you'll step yourself back to plank foot by foot. Good, once you get here, shoulders on top of the wrist. If you'd like to drop your knees down, take it there. Big inhale, exhale out, we'll let it go. And then we can drop the knees down, you'll untuck your toes, press hips to heels, find yourself in a child's pose. Good, take a deep breath, big inhale. And then exhale out, we can let things go. Awesome. When you're ready to keep moving, let's pull things forward. Grab back onto your band if you have it, and then just set your slider up on the other side. I'm just gonna flip around so that you guys can still see my working leg, but you can stay right where you're at for sure. If you have the band and it has the loop there at the end that you've created, you're going to slide it over the arch of your left foot. Like, how can I get this here gracefully? I can't, that's the answer. We take the rest of the band into our left hand and we'll move through these same exercises. Both knees down, you're going to take both of the hands down to the mat, pressing the band into your hands. We've got it under control. Left foot flexes, you're pressing up and away from your mat. Big exhale, you press that left leg out. Inhale, you pull the knee back in. Now for me, my tabletop feels a little bit funky, so I'm gonna try and adjust. Good. Perfect. Now, as we're in this tabletop position, there are a couple things that you can do if you feel too much tension on the wrist. Same things that we talked about the first go around. If you'd like to drop down to one or both forearms, you can. It's definitely an option. I would say wrist issues in this kind of position is a comment or a concern that I get pretty frequently. The bad thing about it is the best way to strengthen your wrists is to do exercises like this. Okay, so you just take a break when you need to. Next time you press the left leg back, you're holding there, flexing at the foot, you pulse up and down for 9, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, you pull the left knee in, you go right back into the exercise, pushing the left leg out, bending the knee to pull it home. If you notice at any point you're dropping between the shoulder blades, you feel kind of the center of your spine pulling down towards the mat and your shoulder blades pulling up, we've gone a little bit too far. The cue that I like best right here is pressing up and away from the mat instead of trying to jam your body weight and jam all that pressure down into the palms of your hands and into your mat. Maybe that helps, maybe it doesn't. Another one that helps is imagining that I'm right there with you. I've got my hand right in between your shoulder blades. You're trying to make contact with my hand. Let's go 3 more. It's 3, for 2. Last one, you press back and hold. Flex your foot, you're pulsing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Left leg comes in, take a second, take a breath. When you're ready, we're dropping down to the right forearm, left hand stays down, right knee stays down, and we're kicking the left leg back. You're opening up at the hips like you're trying to show me the front of your left hip. You flex your foot, it's an inhale to bend at the knee, and then an exhale to press the left leg out. We bend at the knee, press it back out. If you need a second to readjust, readjust. Take this however you need to. Hey, I get it. I put off filming this workout for absolutely as long as I could, but we had to get it done. Okay, so if you need a break, you take a break. If you've made it this far in the workout and you're like, nah, I'm still not feeling it, that's fine. Pause the video, come back to it when you're ready. Let's go for 3 more. It's 3, for 2. Last one, you press back and hold. Flex your foot, you're pulsing up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. You go right back in. It's an inhale, bend the left knee towards the elbow. Exhale, oh gosh, exhale, you press your left leg back out. It's an inhale, we bend the knee. Exhale, you press it out. Again, if you feel more work happening on the right hip, you're totally right. Good. All right, let's go for 4 more. It's 4. Whoo! For 3. For 2. Last one, you press back and hold. You're pulsing 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm trying to keep my breathing under wraps. I'm a little bit congested, so I'm trying not to overwhelm you. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Everything comes in. You can press yourself up off of your right hand and then grab a hold of the band. You're putting it off to the side. I'd go towards the top of your mat. Again, if you don't have the band, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. From here, hands are coming to the mat in front of you. We're finding our slider with the left foot. And I'd take it towards the top half of your foot. I think that's where it's going to be most helpful for us. Your foot can come to the outside of your left hand. Your right foot is stepping back. And we'll just start off by taking an inhale, dropping the right knee down towards the mat, exhaling to lift the right knee up. For 3 more, we lower down, and then you'll lift up. We'll go for 2. And then last one, you lift up through the back leg. We'll take the left leg, you slide it out, and then bring it in. You slide it out, and then take it in. And now as I'm doing it, it feels like I probably did it with the hands framing the left leg. I don't know, I can't remember. If you don't have the slider, you got to do the same exact thing right here. You can tuck the toes under, press the leg just straight, bend it right back in, okay? Remember, options always, options always. Oh, I totally did it right here. If you're ready to do more, we're going to do more on this one. We'll slide the left leg out. Big exhale, you lift the hips up. You'll slide it forward, and you keep moving like that. If that is not for you, that's okay. It's barely even for me. I get in about 2 really good reps, but I want you to try it, see how it goes. If it's really not for you and you make that decision, what you get to do instead is press the hips up, 2 straight legs, keep the right toes tucked under, slide the left leg back. You can kick it up, 3-legged dog, pull it back in, step forward, and then come down to lunge. That's totally cool. Wherever you're at, you're going for 2 more. 2. And then last one. That one's mean. Bring everything in. You can drop the right knee down, take the left knee down, take a moment, take a breath. It's hard, but we're doing it, and we're doing it together. Okay, when you're ready, we get to pop up into our deadlift. Both hands come down. Whew. We're going to tuck the toes under, lift the knees, press the hips up, and then we take our left leg. You're going to shoot it up. Big exhale, we bend at the left knee. You're going to step your left foot either to the outside of your left hand or in between your hands. Press down into your left heel, bring yourself to stand, and then gently pull that right foot in so that you come up to standing. If that's not the best way for you to come up to standing, totally take it somewhere else. If you have your band, go ahead and grab onto it, giving yourself a little bit of resistance. Okay, we take the band underneath the ball of our left foot. Give that thing a good pull, making sure though you're not pulling with your low back because ouch, we're pressing down pretty firmly into our left foot. You're rolling the shoulders down and back, and then we'll float the right leg back when you're ready. It's an inhale to hinge at the hips, slight bend at your left knee as you reach down. You'll exhale, press into the heel, you come back up to stand. And we keep going like that. Oop, you hinge it forward. It's okay if you lose your balance. And then you'll bring it in. If you feel better with your right foot down on the mat, take it there, a little bend at the right knee, you hinge forward, and then you bring it back up. If you don't have the band, or if you just feel like you need something different, you do the whole thing without the additional resistance. Sliding the right leg back, you can hinge at the hips this way, and then press back up, or you can keep the toes tucked under, hinge at the hips this way. Good. Wherever you're at, we're going to do 4 more, just like this, for a little bit of practice. If you need a second, you take a second. You see me doing these classes, you know even I take a second, right? I'm not above breaks. That's 4. This will be 3, don't rush through it. For 2. And then last one. Good. With that last one, you stand all the way up. You're gonna do a little bend at the knees, take that band out of the way, put it off to the side, and from here, you're turning towards me. We'll find ourselves in a wide plie stance. Feet out wider than the hips, you'll turn toes out and heels in. I want you to take one hand to your lower belly, one hand to your low back. Just see what's going on there. Let's bring some awareness to the hips, to our spine. See how things feel. For me, I always notice that I'm tilting my pelvis forward, so I have to actively pull things up and under, pull the front of my hips closer towards the ribs and find neutral that way. I'm gonna keep my hands here. If you wanna go somewhere else, take it there. You'll give me an inhale, bend at the knees, lower down to squat. Exhale, press down into the heels, come back up to stand. We lower and lift. Any hand positioning works, excuse me. Embarrassing. Any hand positioning works fine. Oh my gosh. I always get really embarrassed when I like burp on camera, but hey, it's a real part of working out. It's a real part of working out with me. Move with Nicole could never. All right, we're doing 4 more right here. It's 4 for 3, 2, last one. We take it down into our squat. You tuck the tailbone under like you're shooting your hips down towards the mat, opening up through the chest, opening up through the knees. You're pressing down into the heels. It's 10 tiny pulses. We go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You go right back in, press down into your heels, stand all the way up. We're going for 6 squats. It's 6, for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. You take it down, you hold it right here. Hands come behind the head, open up through the front of the body. For 3 reps to each side, you'll take an inhale, go up and over, reaching the right elbow towards the right knee. Exhale, take it to center. Inhale, we go up and over towards the left. Exhale to center for 2 more to the right. And then to the left. Can you get a little bit lower in your squat? Last one to the right. And then to the left. We'll take it through center. You can drop the arms, press down into the heels. We go 6 reps, full range of motion squats, standing up and then coming down. That's 6 for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. You take it low into your squat. Hold it right here. Thumbs come towards the armpits, fingertips point up. We'll do that same kind of thing that we just did, just adding on a little bit of spice. We'll take an inhale. You're going to side bend up and over towards the right, reaching the left arm out, reaching the right hand towards the left knee. Exhale to center. Same thing to the left. We go up and over, reaching the right arm out, reaching the left hand towards the knee. Come through center. 2 more each direction. Over to the right. To the left. Last one to the right. Keep those hips stable. To the left. Good. We bring it in. You stand all the way up. Take a moment. Take a breath. Whew. Give yourself a little bit of time and space to decompress. Okay, press down into the heels. Keep those toes turned out. It's a big inhale. Bend at the knees. Circle the arms up and around overhead. How's that for a finisher? Exhale, we hinge at the hips. You'll forward fold. You can keep the toes turned out or you can turn them forward, whatever's more comfortable. Little bend at the knees. Good, and then just take a couple of deep breaths. Maybe shifting the hips from side to side. Good, okay. When you're ready, we're going to bend over into our right knee. I want you to walk your hands over towards the right foot. Left hand stays down on the mat. You'll reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale, we'll bring that right arm back down. Let's do that 2 more times. You'll inhale, open up. Woo. Exhale, we take it down. For 1 more, you inhale, open. Good. And then exhale, close. We'll push the right leg to straight, walk the hands through center, and then bend through your left knee, sending your hips down and back. Right hand stays on the mat. We'll inhale, reach up through the left side, fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, you'll close that left arm down. For 2 more, we open up. And then bring it down. Last one, we open up. And then we'll bring things in, straightening out through the left leg. Both hands come through center. And then walk your feet in just a little bit. Does not have to be a lot, just a little bit. We'll inhale, bend at the knees, find a nice deep squat, as deep as is comfortable. Exhale, press down into the heels, press up, 2 straight legs. For 5 more, we bend. And then press. For 4. For 3. 2, and then last one. Awesome. With that last one, hips go up. You'll take a nice slow roll all the way up to stand. Slow, slow, slow. Restacking shoulders on top of hips, lifting the crown of the head up. Once you get up to stand, you get to stay there. Take any other stretches that you feel like you need, but you're all finished with me for the day. Hopefully you enjoyed this workout. If you did, as always, please let me know down in the comments. Remember, you're awesome. You can do anything that you put your mind to, and I will see you in our next video. I just can't resist.